Alright, so we are getting started with another World Cup game here. This is going to be Sweden versus Brazil. The Brazilian player Zorzo is playing Crane, and the Swedish player Legostreck is also playing Crane, so Crane mirror coming up. Um, we are going to have Doji Mizumi, aka Jeremy, joining here as a co-caster. Let me go ahead and get him in here.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yep, sounds good. So it looks like Sweden is first player here.
Oh, just a second. Your volume's really low on my end. All right. How can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. For some reason, you're coming through kind of quietly.
Hmm.
Can hear you, but barely.
Let me see. Got Jeremy. Yeah, my crab brain can't understand crane tactics, I guess. Yeah, I'm working on the volume, don't worry.
Oh,
Yeah, you can turn me up on Discord. That might be what we have to do. It looks like we already are in the conflict phase. We have a Brash Samurai on one side and a Brash Samurai and a Cautious Scout on the other side. Both players have a favorable ground. And we see a past conflict from Sweden.
which makes sense since he's only got the one guy there.
Yeah. So Zorzo may be going to attack with the Cautious Scout here. The only problem is if he finds Magistrate Station, that would be not good. Let's
And
see.
even if,
Hmm?
yeah, I mean, his best. Oh, he found the magistrate station. I was gonna say his
Ooh.
best bet there. His best outcome was to hit shameful, since
Yeah.
Rush is gonna honor anyway. But
Yeah, I've been saying it, but I think it might actually be true. I think Crane has like a hidden buff where when all four provinces are face down, if you attack one, then it's always Magistrate Station. So it seems like it always happens. Brash Samurai is going to defend and honor himself. This is the Void Ring. So let's see, military. If it was political, you could try to dishonor the Brash Samurai with like a court games, but unfortunately can't do that.
yeah, yeah, if he has a steward or something like that, he could try to bring that in, so that he could then either break the province or have the brash dishonored.
Yeah,
And it doesn't really matter at this too much if the cautious is blanking the province at the moment. So
right.
if he adds another character, and it's not a huge loss. But
Yeah, so we'll see what he does here. Still has a political conflict left, but the Brash Samurai, if he attacks, will just be bowed with the stronghold. We see a pass, so that is going to be it.
I was going to say Zorzo could have pulled back his cautious scout, but then Lego Streck may have just done the same with his brash. So
Yeah, and I don't think the Cautious Scout is going to be very useful for the rest of this turn anyway, unless Lego Strek decides to do a military attack.
yeah, which he may, if he's concerned about court games, or if he just wants a better shot at a break, I suppose. But
Passes his conflict opportunity.
yeah,
I think I like that. If you if you attack here and you hit Magistrate Station, then that's like just as bad for you as. Uh, I mean, I guess they're just trading at that point, but then the Brash Samurai can get ready. So if you attack and Brash Samurai defends, he can honor himself, and then if it's Magistrate Station, he can ready and then attack, and then he'll be out of range for the Stronghold. Whereas now, if the Brash Samurai attacks, you can just immediately bow him. So I think I like this.
Hmm. Yeah, unless he has the fan, which he just played out. So,
Yep.
um, yeah, and they're both doing Scorpion Splash. So there's no let go. They could call. Legostreck could call in favors to take the fan. But
Yeah.
with the fan alone, he's not threatening a break yet.
Right.
So,
Yeah, so he can get a ring here. Probably fire.
he could do water to take the favor.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, fire or earth are both fine choices too.
Who is the co-caster? The co-caster is Jeremy, aka Doji Mizumi. I'll go ahead and they said that your volume's a little low. I'll turn you up a little bit here.
Okay, yeah, and I found out what was going on with your volume earlier, so that
All
was
right.
just an issue with my speakers. So we're all good now.
Yeah, let me go. Or let me know if that's better now, or if I should turn it up or down a little more. So we did see a calling in favors here.
Yeah, and taking that fan, it potentially stops Zorzo from doing a political conflict, and on next round you can uh, Legostreck will be able to honor his Brash Samurai again. So
Yeah, it looks like he's going for the attack anyway. This means that you can honor your Brash Samurai still, even though you're going to get bowed.
mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And defending
so
makes sense unless just in case there's a conflict character coming down or something.
yeah, I think you might as well defend there. And yeah, he is going to honor himself, but he did get bowed. So Voice of Honor is turned on for Zorzo now. For what that's worth.
Yeah, I was gonna say by the time, unless there's a way of at the beginning of the next conflict, Legostreck would just have the option to block with his Brash Samurai and re-honor him. So then neither of them would have it active. But yeah, if there's anything coming up now,
Yeah, we do
oh,
see a court games, and it does get canceled.
hmm. I'm not
Interesting.
sure I understand the reasoning for the court games or spending a cancel on it since the Brash has such an easy time honoring next turn. But
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. The only thing I could think of is that he wants to turn off the Voice of Honor, but I'm not
yeah,
sure. I'm not sure what else he would be playing here.
yeah, yeah, it's hard. It's hard to think of something that would be useful between now and when he'll be able to honor the Brash anyway.
Yeah, it's probably not going to matter too much though.
Yeah.
I think we'll probably see both players pass now. Ooh, there's an admit defeat. Okay.
Again, I'm not really. I mean, unless there's a conflict character, that doesn't really seem worthwhile.
Yeah, conflict character would probably be the only reason to do that.
Yeah.
If he doesn't have one, then Legostreck is still going to get the favor because he already claimed a ring.
Yep.
Ooh, he does have the Steward of Law, though.
Yeah. So if he has another fan, he can get a break. Otherwise, I'm not sure. Using that many
Well,
resources just to get the favor.
yeah,
Be worth it, but
he is going to get the favor this way. Yeah, I guess that's all he's getting, though, isn't it?
yeah, and he spent 2 fate and 2 cards to do it. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah, definitely seems a little bit expensive there. He's going to go into this next turn with a slightly larger board, though, and the Imperial favor as well.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess as far as the favor goes, Zorzo does have 1 censure, and he's potentially turning off Legostreck's 2 censures. So
Yeah.
there's that.
That's true. So I think we'll see neither of the favorable grounds got used. I wonder if you keep those.
I think Legostreck keeps his for sure. Zorzo might just want to dig for Yoshi as hard as he can.
Yeah, that makes sense. Keeping on favorable ground with the guest of honor is pretty good as well.
Hmm.
Ooh. So we see an Imperial Palace, and on the other side, a guest of honor and then a bunch of holdings. So guest of honor comes into play.
Yeah, so Zorzo is almost certainly going to pass first. Now, question is, does Legostreck want to get the challenger down there too, or just bank a bunch of fate for the conflict phase?
Yeah, you can buy the challenger, but keeping the fate seems
Mm-hmm.
good.
Yeah, especially
Don't,
since he's not first player, so
yeah, you
the
don't
challenger
really
is less useful then.
don't want to go down to zero fate. Um, yeah, both players have guest of honor with favorable grounds now, so probably won't see a lot of events getting played this turn. There's a Way of the Crane on the guest of honor. Let's see if there's a cancel for that. So if you don't cancel this, then it's going to turn off your Voice of Honor, and then after Brash Samurai honors, Legostrex will be turned on as well. Looks like he doesn't play a cancel though. Um, they're talking about the guest of honor with only 2 fate from Lego.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with if he wasn't going to buy the challenger anyway, I think it probably would have been worth 3 or 4 there.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, he may have wanted to keep the threat out there to make Zorzo think he could buy both, but I don't know that that changes his play much.
Yeah, I mean Zorzar only had one conflict character, so he was just gonna get
Yeah,
the passing fate no matter what. Or sorry, dynasty character.
yeah, yeah, that's true. So
Let's see. So Zorzo is first player here.
he's currently up 1 card. Uh, has 3 less fate.
I guess the Earth and Fire Rings are probably the best choices.
Yeah, if he's concerned with getting voice online, then fire seems like a good pick. Um, you go in hard with the brash and the guest of honor at the magistrate station because he pretty much has to break that. I think at this point.
Yeah, you definitely need to break that.
Because if he goes in with anything else, the guest can block it and then stand after the conflict.
Ooh, we see a past conflict opportunity though. Interesting.
Hmm.
There's a Way of the Crane to honor the other guest of honor. So I think what Zorzo might be thinking here is if he attacks and doesn't break it, then guest of honor just stands up anyway. So he might as
Mm-hmm.
well just pass his conflict and
Yep.
see if Legostreck wants to do an attack. Because if he finds the magistrate station as well, then that's good for Zorzo.
Mm-hmm. Yes, he doesn't. Zorzo should be able to defend the magistrate station well enough to keep it alive.
Yeah. So let's see if we have a conflict here. Nope.
Nope. Nice slow game.
Yeah. So let's see. I think now you probably attack the magistrate station.
Yeah,
Um,
or you send the cautious scout somewhere else.
yeah,
I
you could
suppose.
you could do that as well.
Chances are with the legostreck only having one more attack, he's probably not going to come in military. He's probably going to go political. So I don't know that the cautious scout is going to do much for you otherwise, and you can scout for something without having to deal with whatever effect it has. So
Yeah, definitely. Um, that does let legostreck defend with just the brash samurai and then honor, and then he can stand him up after. But yeah, I don't know. You do have the favorable ground, so you could potentially do like just some kind of big attack, and if it looks like it's not going well, just pull somebody home.
yeah, but then legostreck has the same option on defense since they both have the favorable.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's a tough spot.
Looks like he is going to go at the magistrate station.
Yeah, so right now, if the only defense is the guest of honor, then he'd have a break, assuming no other cards. And there won't be any events most likely in this conflict. So.
Yeah, yeah. Can pretty much, yeah, we can actually pretty much tell what's going to happen just based on the board.
So I'd expect him to block with both, which stops the break. He stands the guest of honor and swings back.
Yeah, I guess you have to do that. That does mean that he won't get to use Brash Samurai's ability.
Mm-hmm.
So either way, I think this is good for Zorzo.
It's looking like a Shark's thinking about defending with just the guest. Yeah, that's what he did. I see some fans. I don't know that that was the right move. Maybe, I mean, you could always just favorable ground in the brash later. Oh,
Ooh,
okay,
political
political
rival.
rival with two.
Yeah, Eric was saying in chat earlier, if you have the political rival, that is probably why you only put 2 fate on the guest of honor. Save it for
That
that.
makes sense. Yeah.
Um, so yeah, that's a pretty big defense now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and this is a pretty tough spot for Zorzo. If he has a fan, that would be good because it would make legostreck have to play another card.
Okay, he's got the fan. So, I mean, legostreck could just bring in the brash.
Yeah, he probably doesn't want to do that though because,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, he'd like to use the ability, but he'll still be.
well,
Yeah,
not only that, if you favorable ground him in, then Zorzo can move somebody home, and then
that's true.
you can't answer that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, ooh, he
Okay.
has a fan as well. Zorzo does have 3 fate. Let's see, are there any conflict characters that would help here?
He could throw down his own political rival, but with no fate, it's probably not a good investment here. It would give him
Yeah.
the win, but
He has Kami Unleashed, although that wouldn't really do much.
yeah.
So yeah, it would have to just be a fan, I think. Mark of Shame, that would work as well. Ooh, we do see the Kami Unleashed. Interesting.
Yeah. I'm
So,
surprised he didn't put a fate on it since the impact it's going to have in this conflict is pretty much just going to be 1 point regardless. So you could wait. If you put a fate on it, he could use its ability next turn.
yeah, I guess.
But that's still not enough to get him into breaking, even winning. So
Yeah, and you can Crane Stronghold this anyway.
yeah. Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Just gonna get the firing effect, I guess.
Like a shark doesn't even bother to bow it. Yeah. Maybe setting up a noble sack for
Ooh, yeah,
after the conflict.
this has to be Noble Sack because that's just 0 skill difference.
Which isn't bad. Trade your brash that was going away anyway to take out a two fate political rival.
Yeah, and all the cancels are turned off. Zorzo has the favor and has more honored characters. So legostreck will pretty much need to have a way to honor this political rival. So that would have to be, I think the only card would be Way of the Crane after the conflict is over.
Yeah, but Zorzo's going to have the first opportunity, so I
Oh
imagine
yeah,
first thing he does.
he's first player. Wow. So yeah, this is actually really good.
Hmm.
So you probably don't want to move the guest of honor home. You can move Brash Samurai home if you want.
I'd think about moving the guest of honor home. I mean, he's gonna sack the brash samurai, I think, immediately. So bringing
Yeah,
him home doesn't
that's
do
true.
much. And if you
It,
bring the guest of honor home, then Legostrek might bring his own guest of honor home. But
that opens
like,
up events also.
oh, that's true. Yeah,
Uh,
like Way of the Crane. Yeah, that's true. Definitely.
yeah, so that is just a pass. So let's see the noble sack. Yep,
Yeah, there it is.
very nice. So Lego Strick can still stand up this guest of honor and has one more conflict left. He
Yeah,
can just go political, and then this cautious scout is kind of just useless.
yeah, yeah. I mean, the question is, do you get greedy and just go in with the brash samurai so that you can honor him and let your opponent get the events, or do you go in with the guest and then pretty much guarantee a break, since Zorzor has no fate?
Yeah. Oh, the other thing you could do actually is you could go with just the brash samurai and then favorable ground the guest in
If
after
you
you
need
honor
to.
him.
That's true.
That could be
Yeah,
good.
at this point, Lego Shrek might just want to keep the favorable ground. Although, I doubt he's going to want to keep two holdings out there at the
Should
end of the round. So,
go. Daidoji Eric says should go only brash in case it's shameful.
hmm,
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
yeah,
So you probably want Earth, right? I feel like that's the best ring here. Yeah, it looks like he is
yeah,
going Earth. Finds Manicured Garden, so that's a couple fate for Zorzo here. So let's see, if Brash Samurai honors and then Guest of Honor moves in, that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 skill. So I think there's just no way that you're stopping this break. So if you wanted to, you could go ahead and favorable ground in the guest just to turn off his events, but I don't know what that would really do.
yeah. I mean, if he's planning to ditch the favorable ground at the end of the round anyway, it might be worth doing. But yeah, I'd say just honor the brash. And then if Zorzo passes, then just pass yourself. Although,
Yeah.
well, he's going to. Let's see. So his first action, I guess we'll see what his first action is, because that'll be pretty telling. If he's going to make some effort to try to defend this, then it could be interesting. But right now, I'm just expecting like a Shrek to honor, guest of honor. Probably won't even have to move in.
Yeah, you could just leave the cautious scout at home. Defending with him doesn't really do much.
Uh, it saves you an honor. I mean, you could use favorable ground to move in your guest anyway, but the guest will be there next round. And since Zorzo doesn't have as much reason to dig for Yoshi this round, Zorzo might just want to keep that favorable ground for next. Oh, never mind. It's going to break. Yeah,
Yeah,
just do that with the guest of honor in.
yeah, so I think this is correct.
Yeah.
There's the Brash Samurai ability.
And then I'm assuming manicured trigger, and then like a Shrek will have to decide whether he wants to move in his own guest.
Move your cursor off the screen, yeah. Sorry about that. Um,
Huh.
ooh,
Another
court
court games
games.
used by Zorzo.
Interesting.
Oh, never mind. The other one was used by Lego Shrek. Yeah. So, um, since the guest is just moving in, I'm not really clear on the value there.
Yeah, all the court games really did was prevent the 1 honor gain at the end of the turn.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it looks like this is going to be the break. Discards a Yoshi. That's actually fine because he's not going to have the favor. So.
Yep.
And hits a policy debate from the Earth Ring. Oh, Imperial Palace is here anyway, so yeah, he's just like super not going to have the favor.
Yeah. So maybe his thought with the court games was if the guest of honor doesn't come in for some reason, he was planning to policy debate the brash samurai.
Yeah, maybe.
But he had to know the guest of honor was coming in.
Yeah.
I mean, he did force Legostreck to use the favorable ground, and maybe otherwise Legostreck would have kept it for next round.
Yeah, that's possible.
I still don't really think it was a great use of a court games.
Okay, so we have a couple of cautious scouts. Doji challengers on both sides. Legostreck finds another guest of honor here. I was about to say, I feel like the Doji challenger is the play here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, Zorzo still has this favorable ground, so he can pull out wherever he gets pulled in if it's a big deal. But
yeah,
you're forcing him to use that favorable ground so that he can't get his guest of honor into multiple conflicts for the round. So
wow, Zorzo just passed. So I'm guessing he has Fate Worse Than Death and or Rival in hand. Maybe Menacing Iron Wear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, he's only got the one Fate of Worse Than Death in his deck, but yeah, I mean, any of those cards are worth it. And if you look at his dynasty, going second, the challenger probably wasn't going to be that influential, and the other two cards, I don't know that they were worth letting Legostreck get the Fate. So I think passing there's a decent play.
Yeah, that's true. Legostreck is first player, so Voice of Honor is turned on for him now.
Yep.
Although if the Guest of Honor defends, so if Doji Challenger attacks alone, you can defend with Guest of Honor and then play Fate Worse Than Death. And then just move home.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see what he decides to do here. Ooh,
yeah, so
wow.
what do you think if you're Rang?
Yeah, Void I think is the best ring here.
Yeah. I mean, it's tempting to go for the 2 Fate on the air, but Void's going to be so influential getting that Guest of Honor off the board.
Yeah, definitely. We'll see what province he finds. I was just looking at the list and noticed that Zorzo is running Frostbitten Crossing. That's interesting. Not too helpful in this matchup. Again, he's hoping for Shameful Display. Not really ideal. Hoping for a Magistrate Station there for Zorzo.
Mm-hmm.
This is good for Legostreck, though. Not quite as good as Frostbitten, probably, but still good. All he can...
I was just going to say Frostbitten, the only thing it's going to hit in the whole deck are two fine katanas, 2 ornate fans, and whatever he steals with calling in favors. So
Yeah. All he can really do with this Shameful, though, is dishonor the Doji Challenger.
Mm-hmm. Which does stop the break if the Guest of Honor stays in the conflict, unless Legostreck puts in some additional resources, but with events being offline, it would pretty much have to be a katana or a conflict character.
Yeah, so if you have it here, I would definitely Shameful Display and then Fate Worse Than Death.
Mm-hmm.
If you move home after that, you do lose to a conflict character, but I think you might have to do it anyway, and he could have his own conflict character as well.
Yeah, I mean, the risk there is if it's a Menacing Iron Warrior, then the Menacing Iron Warrior breaks the Shameful by itself.
Yeah.
Although he could only play that with 1 Fate, so...
You could even save this Shameful Display trigger and just
Hmm.
fate worse than death first, and then move home. And then if you both have conflict characters, then you get to shameful them.
Yeah. Or you just save the shameful trigger for your next conflict,
Yeah,
whatever you're gonna have there.
you definitely don't want to take the loss here because that means your guest of honor will die.
Hmm. I mean, if he has the fate worse than death, I think he plays it for sure. But there's only one in his deck, so it's a decent chance he hasn't drawn it yet.
Hmm. So he's just gonna play a menacing iron wire first.
Well,
So
that's interesting because then he can use the shameful to honor that,
right,
dishonor the. Oh,
yeah. So that seems good.
yeah. So then he uses the shameful trigger. Then he uses his menacing iron warrior's ability to make sure the challenger can't pull the guest back in,
Yeah.
and then retreat the guest out.
Or if you have fate worse than death, you can still just play that.
That's true. Yeah.
See it pass.
And so Legostreck is running two fate worse than death. So if he does retreat the guest of honor back home,
Hmm.
then there's some chance that the menacing iron warrior gets fate worse than death.
Yeah, that's true.
And then that, with the Doji challenger still being at 3, that would be enough for a break.
You could move the menacing iron warrior home instead,
Hmm.
and then do a military attack.
Yeah, it wouldn't be much use in defending against the guest of honor. So,
I think that would
um,
actually be fine because you could go military water and then unbow your guest.
yeah, that's true.
He should use the Iron Warrior's ability though.
Yeah, yeah. If he's planning to retreat either one home, definitely needs to use that first. So,
Still waiting here. Hmm. He's eating up a lot of time for this
yeah,
decision.
no, he just lets it pass, and
Interesting. Maybe he has another conflict character here. If you have political rival, you can covert guest and then attack water. That would probably be good.
yeah,
Could potentially even break magistrate station with that.
yeah. The question then would be whether he stands the menacing iron warrior to come back for a military conflict the second time, or stands the guest of honor, his own guest of honor, to help with defense.
Yeah. So we're waiting on legostreck's action now. Interesting.
Maybe we went to go grab a snack during that long turn.
Yeah, maybe. He does still have 4 fate, so Zorzo does have to watch out for the fate worse than death if he plays a conflict character.
Yep. Yeah, with 2 in his deck, there's a pretty good shot that Legostreck has drawn at least one. Not a guarantee, though.
Voice of Honor is on though for Zorzo.
Yeah, but if it comes up, there's a decent chance the guest of honor would be in the conflict.
Yeah, I guess.
You know, it just depends on how yeah, I mean,
Could
since he
have.
doesn't have a favorable ground anymore, he'd pretty much
Yeah.
just be giving up that conflict.
Legostreck could also have censure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's got two of them in his deck, so
Okay, there is the political rival plays it with zero fate, so maybe
yeah,
trying to just play around the possible fate worse than death. Um, Using that on a zero fate character is not ideal.
yeah.
Is going to attack water at this magistrate station.
Even with the possibility of fate worse than death, I think I would have thought about putting two fate on there, just because it looks like Zorzo is. Sorry, Lego Shrek is not running Noble Sack. So if the political rival gets dishonored, you'd still have him next round.
Yeah. Steward of Law.
Okay.
So probably a forced shame being set up here.
So if Zorzo favorable grounds in the guest, that shuts that down.
Yeah, that would be a good play, I think.
Yeah, then he doesn't have the option to stand the guest with the water ring, but he can
Right.
still come back in military with the Imaginary Warrior.
This is political as well, so actually, if you move in the guest of honor and then he doesn't have a fan for the steward, then you
Yeah, you
can
just
just,
bow it and break.
yeah, like, that seems pretty good. Ooh, he bows it first, though.
Oh, so now he has to worry if the four shame's there. Which I mean, why would he play the steward if he didn't have the four shame?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty likely he has one. 13
Yeah,
cards in hand.
yeah. And Zorzo's probably got a voice, but Lego Strike also probably has a decent chance of having censure. So
Yeah.
Zorzo's used one voice already. So
Oh, well, yeah, at least he can't play Fate Worse Than Death anymore because he spent that Fate.
yeah, he's one short.
Um, hmm.
Yeah. There's the four shame. There's the voice. Does he have the censure?
Nope. So I would still want to move in the Guest of Honor, I think.
Yeah, I mean, Lego Strike has 12 cards in hand. That's his first four shame played.
Yeah, could
I,
very easily
I'd
have
bring in the
another one.
guest. Because I mean, even if you stand the guest with the water ring, it's not stopping a ring effect. It's only stopping a break potentially. So you're
Yeah,
probably better off to just come back for your own break.
yeah, those Guests of Honors are identical right now. That's kind of funny. Um, so if you move in Guest of Honor, the only way for Lego Strike to prevent the break would be another conflict character.
Yep. And he's already used.
One rival, one steward.
You know,
So another steward would work. Another rival would technically work, but it would cost all your fate.
yeah. And if Zorzo has his own four shame, then the steward would let him uh, turn off his opponent's political rival. So
Okay, this is kind of odd, actually. We see a soul beyond reproach to honor the political rival.
yeah.
I'm not really sure why he did that.
I mean, it could be to protect against another for shame, but at that
Oh
point,
yeah, I guess so.
but
We do just see a court games too. Yeah, I don't know why you don't just bring in the guest of honor, honestly. Yeah, and he does do that now.
I mean, I'm not again. I don't know that court games is really worth it. You're using a court games and a for shame, and you know that your opponent can set up the guest of honor play there.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I mean, it's not like that rival's even sticking around to next turn. So having it honored, it's just one honor for him for Zozo at the end of the turn.
Yeah. So If this breaks, let's see. So Menacing Iron Warrior stands up. Guest of Honor can go for probably an air attack and just break Shameful.
Yeah, since it already triggered. Um,
That does mean that the Menacing Iron Warrior gets to probably break a province for free, though.
well, I mean, if you go in instead of air, you could go in fire, and that would stop the Menacing Iron Warrior from being able to get the break.
Yeah, that's true.
Another steward. Okay.
Yeah, so let's see if Zorzo has a For Shame.
Or a fan.
Does he have any left?
Um,
No, I don't think he does. He only has 2 in the deck.
oh, okay, yeah, and he's got one on it. Okay.
He plays his own Steward of Law, but it... Okay, he plays 2 Stewards of Law. First one got Strongholded.
Huh.
So now Legostreck needs exactly the 3rd Steward. Nope. So that is going to be a break on Magistrate Station. A lot of cards played
I was
during
gonna say
that
now
conflict.
Zorzo's down 5 cards, has no fate.
Yeah, you definitely want to break that, though. So Menacing Ironware stands up. Guest of Honor will go ahead and break Shameful, I imagine. And I think you... I don't know. I feel like you kind of have to go air here. Was it worth 3 cards and 5 fate? Yeah, maybe not. 6 fate, actually. He played a Soul Beyond Reproach for some reason. So going airing means that you get up to 4 fate and Zorzo goes down or stays at 0 fate. So
Yeah, the earrings definitely the play if Legostreck has fate worse than death. To just
yeah,
shut down
yeah,
that Menacing Iron Warrior. If he doesn't have it, I think there's some merit to going fire just to shut down the return break. Since Zorzo only has 5 cards in hand, there's a pretty good chance he's not going to have a way to re-honor that Menacing Iron Warrior.
yeah. Looks like he is going air.
Yep.
So yeah, this should be a break on Shameful. Don't think there's any world in which you defend this.
Now, if Menacing Iron Warrior could turn off passive abilities too, and he had to use the ability, maybe. But
Yeah. You could
yeah, he didn't use
just...
the ability earlier.
Yeah, he didn't. You could just end
So,
up getting admit defeated, though, or something like that.
yeah.
Yeah, so no defense. Pass. And that is going to be the break there. Airing gains 2 honor. Yeah, might as well, I guess. Nobody's ever gonna like win or lose on honor in this matchup, right?
Seems pretty unlikely.
So, yeah, I
Maybe
guess,
if you see a really big policy debate play.
yeah, I guess so.
But yeah, and he goes after the fertile field, or after the Imperial Palace, finds the fertile fields, and
I
I think he's got to have a bonsai or something if pushing the
yeah,
break.
this is
He has
actually pretty risky here because Fertile Fields is gonna draw Lego Strick another card, which could be Fate Worse Than Death.
Yeah. Well, and even if he breaks the Imperial Palace, he's just tying on favor. He's not winning.
Yeah,
He's got no fate, so he can't play out a conflict character to try to take the favor.
I mean, I think Fertile Fields was actually just the worst province to hit there. The other 2 were Shameful and Manicured.
Yeah. Shameful would have been rough if Legostreck had his own Menacing Iron Warrior there.
Yeah, that's true.
And it would have just been brutal to have to deal with an Imperial Palace on Shameful turn after turn.
Right.
But, yeah.
So Fertile Fields got used.
Mm-hmm. which puts Zorzo in the position of deciding whether he wants to push for the break before he finds out whether there's a fate worse than death in store for him.
Yeah, again, if he has... Oh, we see a bonsai. So you probably small bonsai, right?
I would think so. I mean, the only thing that's going to stop you from breaking right now is a menacing Iron Warrior or a fate worse than death. So,
Yeah.
and the menacing Iron Warrior, unless you have a katana, then I guess maybe you go for the big bonsai. But
Ooh, Soul Beyond Reproach. So this is going to turn off the Voice of Honor for Zorzo. And a pass. So,
and a fate worse than death. Yeah.
yep, there it is. Um, it's not the end of the world, really, but definitely unfortunate there. Not going to get the Earth Ring now. And with all of Zorzo's characters, well, not all, but most of them leaving play at the end of this turn, this is starting to look not too good for him.
Yeah, and if you look at Zorzo's deck at this point, that's all of his Stewards of Law that he's played. He played
Yeah,
his Kami Unleashed. Did he play the Menacing? He played the Menacing
yeah,
Iron Warrior, and he played one of his two political rivals. So he's got one conflict character left in his deck.
yeah, and only 4 cards in hand as well to 9.
Yeah.
So definitely not where you want to be.
Yeah. And they have identical Guest of Honors with Legostreck having a Doji Challenger with a fate that's honored compared to the Menacing Iron Warrior who is not honored with no fate. So I think Legostreck's in a pretty good position here. He also has one
And
less province broken and the Imperial Palace and the favor.
yeah, and we do see Yoshi here.
Yeah.
Let's see. Zorzo could just buy a bunch of small characters, or he could buy the Guest of Honor and deny the Passing Fate. It looks like he's going to go the small characters route.
And then I think just Yoshi with 2 fate.
Yeah, that does mean you don't have any fate left.
Yeah, but then Zorzo either passes for the fate, in which case he doesn't get those other small characters. And he only has the one conflict character, so there's not a whole lot for him to spend that fate on later.
Right.
I mean, at that point, if Zorzo has 4 or more fate, you pretty much have to rely on using Yoshi on the defense so that you can trigger him before fate worse than death happens.
Yeah.
Although Legostreck does still have, I think, both censures potentially,
Yeah, we haven't seen either of them played yet.
and all 3 voices are online. So
Yeah, wow, no cancels yet from Legostreck.
yeah, I feel like we might see a couple this round.
Yeah. Um. So yeah, I think Yoshi is kind of the only choice here.
Yeah, and I think he, I don't know. I think you pretty much have to play him with 2 fate.
Yeah. Like you can't you don't want to buy the politician, and Hotaru doesn't seem that great either.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right now Legostreck. Oh,
Ooh,
wow, going for Hotaru.
interesting. And Zorzo just takes the passing fate. Wow. So Legostreck is gonna need those cancels now for the Fate Worse Than Death.
Yeah, which is a bigger concern I think with Hotaru than it is for Yoshi, because Yoshi can use his ability, and then if it gets
Right.
fate worse than death, you know, it's okay. But Hotaru really needs to see through the conflict. So yeah, it's
Yeah, the other thing about Hotaru is it means you're not going to be discarding the favor. So if he has the Centuries, those are going to stay on.
that's true.
And currently has half his remaining deck in his hand, so pretty likely he has at least one cancel here. Voice of Honor is turned on as well.
Mm-hmm.
He's already played 2 Way the Cranes. If he had the 3rd Way of the Crane for Hotaru, that would be good. One thing I realized the other day when I was casting a crane game is that Callow Delegate is like the perfect noble sack target
Hmm.
because you spend away the crane on him and then noble sack and then get to honor someone else also. It's pretty good.
I'm curious how the timing works with him. If you noble sack him, does he honor another character before someone has the opportunity to respond to the noble sack? Because that's always a risk in Crane, is that if you fall below Voice of Honor range
Right, right.
with your noble
Um,
sack.
so an interrupt generally happens before the thing that it's interrupting actually finishes resolving.
Yeah,
Uh,
so I would think he would.
Bitmetal says yes, he does. He keeps voice up. So yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I guess he. Yeah, you pay the cost before you initiate the effect.
And it looks like Zorzo is thinking about going back at Fertile Fields. I don't know that that's
Hmm.
really good here. I mean, any defense right now will stop the break.
Yeah, the firing is pretty big here. So forcing someone to defend this might be worth it. Plus you get the
Hmm.
fate.
Yeah.
And since
And he
Guest of
does.
Honor is in here, he can't cancel anything. So you have to defend with your own Guest of Honor if you want to avoid getting fate worse than death.
And Zorzo still has one noble sack available, so if he goes Fire Ring, dishonors Hotaru, and then noble sacks with the Guest of Honor. That would be a play, although, again, legostreck almost certainly has some sort of cancel online right now.
Yeah. Yep, so this is the decision. Let's see what the defense is. Looks like the Guest of Honor.
Mm-hmm.
So the firing will still resolve here if he doesn't have any other buffs.
And he has no fate, so he's not playing a conflict character. He could play down. Does he?
The only thing would be an attachment then. So does he have any fans? I think he has one fan left.
I'm trying to remember where did they. So we've seen a total of 3 fans played, but one of them was calling in favors. I can't remember who was the callings in favors targeted or who lost their fan to whom.
I believe Legostreck used calling in favors to steal a fan onto his Brash Samurai earlier.
Oh, okay, so
So
that's the one in Zorzo's discard already. Then.
right, right.
Okay. Yeah, that is where that went. So
So yeah, he has to have exactly the fan to win the conflict. If this is the defense, looks like it is. Uses fertile fields.
yeah. Because he has so much cancel, I don't know that it's even that big of a deal if this fire ring goes off.
Yeah,
You can use Soul Beyond Reproach to re-honor Hotaru if she gets dishonored.
right. I think what Zorzo might consider doing is dishonoring the Doji Challenger instead.
Mm-hmm. That would make
Ooh,
sense.
formal invitation. Um, so that would have actually been enough, but you can't play it on the Guest of Honor because she only has one glory.
Yeah.
Um, is he gonna move in Hotaru? Oh, he did move in Hotaru. Wow.
That was so Zorzo used that, so he's forcing
Oh,
Legostreck
Zorzo
over
used
commit.
it. Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say Legostreck doesn't have have formal invitations. I was a little confused when I was looking at the decks there. All
Yeah,
right, so
yeah. Didn't realize that. So yeah, that's a
yeah,
good
so
play. Um, he won't get the firing, but he will bow this Hotaru.
yeah,
Seems fine.
yeah. I think at this point Legostreck probably comes back for water then to stand Hotaru back up.
Yeah, you could do military water. Um,
I
the
mean,
last,
Boyd's just getting rid of a brash. That's not really worthwhile. The Earth Ring's the other contender, I think.
yeah, the last two face down provinces here are Magistrate Station and what's it called? Frostbitten Crossing.
Yeah.
So
So, the,
either really good or really bad here.
yeah, and if Legostreck has a bonsai, then he can break even the magistrate station.
Yeah, that's true. It'll still get to unbow the guest of honor though.
That's true, yeah.
Although you
But
could,
he'd only be able to come in back in for military, so
yeah,
and Hotaru would be coming back for at least 7, and if he has a way to honor Hotaru, then it could be as much as 10 swinging back.
we see a past conflict though.
Huh.
Interesting. So,
Yeah,
Zorzo, let's see. You could go military with just the brash samurai, maybe? Or just the iron warrior? Either way, you lose to challenger on defense.
yeah, I'd probably go with the brash so that you could honor.
Yeah,
Just because there's always the chance that legostreck doesn't come back, and then you lose your chance to honor, I guess.
right.
But and he goes back at the fertile fields again.
Yeah. He still has. Ooh, no, actually, Zorzo doesn't have katanas in the deck.
Yeah,
He
he's
could
got a lot of
have.
fate.
Ooh, assassinate. That is unfortunate.
You know,
So, I mean, he's still got a fade out of that, but. And the last conflict character is a rival, so can't even play anything now.
yeah.
What I was
Sure,
gonna.
but
Hmm?
yeah, for Zorzo, yeah, that's true. Yeah. So I'm just trying to think back to why legostreck didn't go in for a challenge there. I mean, there was the risk that the brash samurai was going to honor and shut off voice of honor. So maybe if legostreck doesn't have a censure, that was the concern.
Yeah, I think maybe he was just worried about Magistrate Station, so wanted to wait till Zorzo used his last attack.
Yeah.
Looks like he's gonna go for the Earth Ring here. See what he finds. Ooh, Frostbitten Crossing. So pretty lucky there for Legostreck. We see the Menacing Iron Warrior defend 3 to 6, so not breaking. I have to imagine that next turn is not going to look too good for Zorzo, though, because his board is going to leave.
Yep. And legostreck's going to be first player with with Hotaru with a formal invitation.
Yeah. There's a... Ooh, Way of the Crane, but it gets Voice of Honored.
Mm-hmm.
If he had a Mark of Shame for the Doji Challenger, that would be pretty good. There's no fate currently to play Soul Beyond Reproach, and you can't cancel that, but we do just see a pass, so it's going to be a win but not break. Discard Censure, that's pretty good for Zorzo. He's not going to be seeing the favor anytime soon.
Yep, and that's his only censure, so now that's not a concern for legostreck going forward, even if Zorzo does get the favor.
Yeah, that's true. So, Fate Phase. Yeah.
Those guests of honor both leave the table, finally.
Yep. So, yeah, this turn is going to be pretty tough for Zorzo.
Yeah. I mean, you can pretty much play around the fact that legostreck almost certainly has to go in with Hotaru first on political, because if legostreck goes in military, then the formal invitation just... Or no, it's only during political conflict.
Yeah, so
Okay. Yeah.
he could go military first.
Yeah, I mean, you could shut down Hotaru's ability to attack using the formal invitation by swinging back political.
So a few different
if
options
legostreck
here. Satoshi is interesting. I don't know if I've seen him in a Crane deck before.
I mean, I think the big use for that is getting the palace, which he already has, so...
Yeah, so probably won't see that get played.
Huh. Savvy with one fate, so no Yoshi.
Yeah, interesting. I mean, he already has plenty of cards, and you're going to get to bid 5 again here. And the Savvy lets you get a double honor. So, plus you
Yeah.
save 5 fate, so seems fine.
Yeah. I mean, the Yoshi's just nice because he also makes your events free,
Yeah, that's true.
assuming that you can use them, which with the guest of honor on the board, I suppose, is a question.
Yeah. Callow Delegate doesn't play anything else. We do see a Way of the Crane on the Savvy Politician. So
That's the
everyone
third.
honored.
Yeah, that's the third way of the crane. So
Yeah. So let's see. What do you do here? You could go with Doji Challenger. I feel like you want to go Doji Challenger at Frostbitten Crossing first. You could pull in the Guest of Honor.
mm. Yeah, I mean, at that point, if Zorzo has any way to buff his military, you're in a pretty tough spot. Oh, and he's going at
Ooh.
the magistrate station. That's
Um,
interesting.
that's. I guess it's because it's three strength instead of 4.
Yeah.
But yeah, if he can't break this, then this is definitely the wrong choice.
Hmm.
All Zorzo would need here is like a fate worse than death.
Yeah, though again, legostreck is up on honored characters, so probably has voice, probably has censure.
Leneth says this will be timed match. Not sure exactly what you're asking, but this is a timed match. You can see the timers here.
So for the
Zorzo.
World Cup,
Hmm?
do those timers actually matter then? If they hit time, are they disqualified?
Yes, I believe if they run out of time, then they lose.
Okay.
I think that's happened once so far, actually, but I didn't see that game. It's plenty of time, though. It's 45 minutes each. Should
Hmm.
be enough time to finish a game.
Yeah, though right now, I mean, Sorcerer's only path to victory is a long one, and I don't know that he can do it in less than 9 minutes of gameplay, unless he starts picking up the pace a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
And Legostrek, on the other hand, has plenty of time to think, having almost twice or over twice as much time remaining.
Yeah. So, thinking about the defense here, um, the problem is if you have fate worse than death, then you have to defend with Guest of Honor, so he can't
Hmm.
cancel it.
Yep.
We see no defense though. Maybe just gonna let this break.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, if you have the fate worse than death, or if you have a bonsai, I think you defend with guest of honor
Yeah,
because especially if you have a way to honor afterwards, so that you can then use the magistrate station to stand the guest of honor up. And Zorzo should have a few ways to honor. One way of the crane. Let's see, one unused soul beyond reproach.
so we do see the Guest of Honor get pulled.
Okay.
Um, I was going to say if Legostreck had a political rival in hand, he could just not pull the Guest of Honor and then covert her. But it looks like he probably doesn't have that.
And there's the bonsai stopping the break. And then if Zorzo has a way to honor the guest of honor, then I think Legostrek might really regret uh,
Yeah,
this pull.
hmm. I almost wonder why you pull the Guest of Honor in and why you don't just defend with her in the first place. There's a fine katana.
Okay. And I believe that's the last katana in the game. Is that right? Or have we not
Um,
seen any katanas yet?
yeah, I think there's still one in his deck.
Okay. So, Zorzo, if he has the mark of shame, that'll
Ooh, he has four
go at four
shame.
shame. That's a good one too.
Yep. So he needs the other katana here. We haven't seen his Menacing Iron Warrior yet, have we? No.
No,
So
that's the for legostreck. No.
yeah, so he could have that as well. Ooh, he
Surprise.
does. He does have the other katana.
Okay.
Calling in favors. Hmm.
Yeah. Um, I mean, since the legostreck doesn't have any noble sacks, I think that's a fine trade there.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Um,
And if Zorzo has the other soul beyond reproach to turn on the guest of honor with the magistrate station, then that's huge.
yeah, that would definitely be pretty big.
Yeah. Although
We
if he had the soul beyond
see.
reproach, I would have expected him to use it during that conflict because then he could have actually
Yeah,
just won on defense.
yeah, you would 100% use it during that conflict. The other reason is it can't get canceled.
Yeah.
So, uh, hmm. So he's gonna go water here. Interesting. Wants to stand up that guest of honor.
Yeah. Makes sense.
So he doesn't have to worry about losing this turn now because he still has one province in the way of the stronghold.
Yep. But it's gonna be pretty hard to defend that magistrate station.
Yeah. I think we should probably see the magistrate station break this turn. And legostreck can get a double ring effect as well. You probably just go double earth. Seems like probably the best one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wait. This is a political conflict. He can pull in
Yep.
Hotaru.
Hmm.
Ooh. I think legostreck might not have realized that. Zorzo does not have rivals. Does he have one left? Yeah, he does actually have one rival left. That's his last conflict character.
So yeah, that's the last conflict character there, and then uh, and Legostreck has one political rival left as well, one steward, and the Menacing Iron Warrior.
Yeah, so this formal invitation actually is doing some pretty good work here.
Yep. Yeah, that's
He is going to get another turn, and legostreck still has to break two more provinces. Ooh, he does have political rival though, so it looks like he might actually be able to break magistrate station here.
yeah. Unless Zorzo has his own rival. Yep.
Ooh. Yeah, interesting that legostreck played his with no fate.
Yeah. Kind of. I'm not. I don't really understand why Zorzo played his before the conflict. Why not wait for him to come in and then?
Maybe he was hoping that it would make legostreck pass his conflict and not take the fate off the air ring. That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah.
If you have a way, ooh, policy debate.
Nice.
If you have a way to honor this Callow delegate, you can stand him up with the magistrate station and then do a one military attack also. We see a sentry though to cancel the policy debate. So how many cancels is that? Two?
Oh, the
Ooh,
fate worse than death.
fate worse than death is really good there. Yeah, two cancels.
Okay, so maybe that's why I played the rival first, was so he could start it with that policy debate.
Yeah, yeah. Daidoji Eric pointed that out just now in chat.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so that ended up working out pretty good for legostreck. Zorzo pretty much needed him to not have any cancels, but not a very good chance that that was the case. He is going to get to keep this political rival until the next turn, which is good.
Yeah, I would say their boards look like they'll be relatively even. The Callow delegate's going to remove the dishonor from the guest.
Yeah. Legostrex still has both of his cancels turned on, though, and has 3 left, I believe. Although Guest of Honor will prevent that from happening. So Zorzo still needs to see his Fate Worse Than Death. Hasn't drawn that yet. He also needs to probably pick up the pace a little bit. He only has about 6 minutes left on his timer.
Yeah. So if Zorzo comes in first with the political rival and coverts out the savvy politician, then legostreck will either have to defend with well, no matter what, Hotaru will probably get pulled in.
Yeah. And we actually might be getting to the point here where you can just start attacking fertile fields for free. Well, I guess Crane doesn't mind decking here. You have 12 honor.
Yeah.
So maybe not. We see the Asahina Artisan and the Whisper. And there's a Sami. Interesting. Still doesn't want to play this Yoshi. He's left it there for like 3 turns now. Zorzo's going to bid 3, so yeah, maybe he is trying to...
Yeah, it seems.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, it seems a little lukewarm. I mean, if he wants to be able to push Dishonor after legostreck has to shuffle his deck, I don't know that that brings legostreck low enough.
He's going to discard this formal invitation here. That's pretty good. With a calling in favors. There's the storehouse. Yeah, like he still has 10 honor left. I think I disagree with the 3 bid there.
Yeah.
Now you're just down 9 cards to 18. It's a lot of cards.
I mean, if you're gonna try to Dishonor out legostreck, I think you just have to go with the 1 bid. I don't know if that's the play there, but
Yeah.
you know, I think you have to commit there.
So, first conflict here. I think you probably go Water and Covert Hotaru.
Yeah.
Seems good.
Yeah, go with the rival and the guest, because then you can probably get a break and prevent any events.
He's gonna go Fire with the Whisperer. Interesting. Yeah, I feel like that definitely should have been Water with this Hotaru here.
Yeah. I mean, I could see even not bringing in the political rival to keep it for defense,
Yeah,
and just
force her to defend.
you know,
But like, what is Fire doesn't really do much, does it? It turns off Voice of Honor, I guess.
yeah, which admittedly it looks like all 3 of them are still available.
Ooh, he's gonna use Asahina Artisan as well to get the break here. I don't think you care about this though.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah,
I mean,
so... Hmm?
legostreck would need at least 2 cards to win the conflict. He could stop the break with just a political rival.
Yeah, again, I think this... Ooh, Assassinate.
Yeah.
That works also. Yeah, 2 Assassinates, a little bit unusual for a Crane deck.
I think that was a questionable play there, the Assassinate, because now he's down to 7 honor, and has to shuffle his conflict deck next turn. So he's effectively at 2 honor right now.
Well, I think he's fine because he has 2 honored characters leaving play, and he has a Sami on the board.
Well, that's true. That's true.
So I think he should be okay here.
Yeah, he's pretty much forced to bid 1, but he's got for the rest of the game. But he's got so many cards in hand.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that was a mistake, I think, from Zorzo because
Mhm.
he essentially had the rest of his conflict deck in the hand after the Fertile Fields trigger, so he 100% had the assassination there.
Yeah.
We're going to see a military poke at the entrenched position. Any mark of shame possible? Yeah, Zorzo has not drawn a mark of shame yet.
With
He
only 6 cards
has,
left in the deck. Yeah.
yeah, he has only one in the deck though, so
Hmm.
could be that he just didn't draw the mark of shame or the fate worse than death.
Okay. And so,
Interesting. I think this should have been water as well. I'm not sure why the players are afraid of the water ring here.
yeah, that does seem strange. Especially, so the Earth Ring,
I mean, it gets him
uh,
a fate.
but if he triggers the Earth Ring, then he's down to 2 honor, which is a risk right now because his honored characters haven't left the board yet.
Yeah. I mean, he's not going to die from dishonor this turn, but
I mean, it pretty much forces him to defend this next conflict because
wait.
if an unopposed heir comes through,
Wow, I didn't realize he had charge in his deck.
yeah, I don't know how
Um,
I missed that. Wow. And so now he's
that's
gonna get.
that's kind of a weird play here, I think.
Well, he.
Oh, he has
Yeah, I think he might
bonsai.
just get the
Okay.
break.
If he
Yeah, well, can he get high enough? He needs to get to 12.
this is yeah, this is weird. He's double bonsaiing, so he's down to 6 honor now. So if he draws a card, he'll be down to 1. This is getting more and more dangerous.
Yeah.
Oh, Soul Beyond Reproach. He's still one off.
I mean, if he uses Yoshi, he he
He needs to
needs to
draw.
successfully defend the air ring.
Yeah, he needs to draw a Steward of Law. Oh, he has it. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, drew his whole deck, so we knew he had everything, right? So he's also
yeah,
got.
yeah, yeah. I guess he hasn't played all of them yet. Oh, wait, has he played? He only played. No, he played 2. Yeah.
And Zorzo doesn't have anyone who can defend a military conflict as far as conflict characters. He only has the rival left.
This should have been like literally anything instead of Earth, right? Earth is like actually the last string you want here. I guess he needed the Fate to play. Yeah, because this way he has
To play Stewart,
exactly. Yeah, he has exactly enough
Friendship.
Fate to charge Soul Beyond Reproach Stewart.
Hmm.
Um,
Although he could have done the Soul Beyond Reproach by just ditching the favor with Yoshi, potentially.
Ooh, why do you cancel away the crane there? I think that's incorrect. I think you should save the cancel for Fate Worse Than Death.
Yeah. I mean, he might just have so many cancels that he doesn't know what to do with
Yeah,
them. At this
yeah.
point, he's got, what, one more censure?
Yeah, there's Fate Worse Than Death, so we should see another cancel here.
Yeah. Because
Yep.
that was the first voice, right? So,
So he needs like exactly the Mark of Shame now. Ooh,
oh,
doesn't have
there
it.
it is.
Yeah, so that is going to be a break. Crane wins probably, yeah. Yeah, didn't draw a Mark of Shame that game, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah, if he had it, the Mark of Shame, that would have been huge there.
Yeah, definitely.
Wow.
Yeah, the charge play there for the 2 military strength, and then doesn't even use the ability. That was definitely interesting. Yeah, super risky. I have to agree with that. Like if he has the Mark of Shame, you just don't break there.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, you pretty much don't use Yoshi's ability and don't use the Earth Ring. Because
Yeah,
if you do if you do either of those things, there's a really real risk that you die to the Earth Ring.
yeah. I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
because I mean,
one
you'd be fine once your guy's left at the end of the turn. Wow.
he would have been fine. Yeah, yeah. If he would have attacked air, he would have been fine, but he wouldn't have had enough fate for that play.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, he can use Yoshi for the discount. That's true.
Yeah, to get the Soul Beyond Reproach online. So I think that would have been safer
Yeah, definitely.
because he has a guy to defend, so he can stop himself from losing it as long as he gets to the end of the turn. He's fine. And Zorso, what was he down to? About 2 minutes left on the clock at the end there too.
Yeah. Yeah, Mark of Shame, if you play the Stewart before the Mark of Shame happens, you only go to neutral. And then if
Mhm.
you draw a Way of the Crane or something off of Yoshi, or another Soul Beyond Reproach. Yeah, I
Mhm.
think the airing was probably the better choice there, and then just use Yoshi.
Yeah. Yeah, because I don't think there was any ways I was always gonna stop you from winning, so you get the two honor from the airing then too.
Yeah,
Like he could have stopped the game from being won, but not the conflict.
yeah,
Well, that was a surprising end to that game. I thought legostreck had it pretty handedly, but I wasn't expecting him to win that way.
yeah, definitely interesting there. I think he probably would have won a lot sooner, but that formal invitation was pretty strong on the
Yep.
Hotaru.
Yeah. I wonder if he had the calling in favors before that and just forgot to use it, or
Yeah,
he just
maybe.
didn't have it yet. I don't know, but yeah.
But yeah, so that is a win for Sweden. So they are now 2-0 versus Brazil. Still one game left to play there. Crab versus Phoenix. Let's see. Still a whole lot of games left to play here in the World Cup.
I was gonna say I didn't have my page updated, but even after I did update it, there's not a lot that's been done.
Yeah,
There were a lot of games today, so I don't know if some of them didn't get reported yet.
yeah, that's true. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this game. Not sure if there are gonna be any more games today. Haven't heard anything about it, but we'll see. So thanks everyone for watching, and thanks Jeremy for co-casting.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yep. And I will see you guys next time.